So first of all, we have here the Five of Cups and the King of Swords. So what I'm feeling here is this is the energy that you're bringing to the table. Okay, the King of Swords is, you know, it's the epitome of the air sign. It's like kind of like the person who has matured in the suit of swords. They are very, very knowledgeable. They're very strategic. They're very high-minded, very philosophical. And I feel like this is kind of like learning from the past and coming to a situation now where we are very sure about where we stand. We're very sure, and we are like in a situation where we have collected ourselves, you know, like picking yourself up from your own bootstraps, or conquering your emotions by relying on your mind. Okay, so you're coming in very strong-minded this month, and you're just very certain about where you stand with people and with specific situations. What I'm also feeling associated with this card here, with the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups indicates looking back at a past situation where I feel like you might have had a falling out with a person, or you might have like looked at how you conducted yourself in the past. And I feel for a lot of you, you're coming to the realization that, you know, this old way of doing is not going to fly. So I'm going to become a better person. I'm going to reinvent myself, and I'm going to be victorious in my new endeavor. I'm going to make myself discipline my body through my mind to become a much stronger, wiser, just an older person, like a more mature version of yourself. Okay. For others of you, I feel like whatever happened in the past, you might have been very, very, for some, not for all, but you might have been in a situation where you were overindulgent. Okay. So there was a little bit of a lack of discipline. There was a little bit of like, living life to the fullest, and, you know, possibly even missing homework, missing work, calling out sick because, you were, you know, dancing the night away, and you couldn't, you know, wake up on time for the next day. So I feel like whatever that has happened in your past, I feel there is some sense of like, I can't believe I did that, or I can't believe I thought that was appropriate. I can't believe that was, you know, what I did. So there's a little bit of guilt, and I feel like a tinge of shame associated with your past conduct or somebody else's past conduct. Okay. So it's a situation where, you know, it had to be left behind. That old way of doing is no longer appropriate. And as a result, you are maturing. You're doing things in a more directed manner. You're taking responsibility, taking ownership of your own life, and moving ahead with a stronger sense of purpose. Okay. So whatever that has happened in the past, and I would say, you know, possibly even the past 5 years, I feel like a lot of you are, you know, in a position where you have to be, where a lot of responsibilities are imposed upon you, not in a bad way. So you have to mature, you have to grow up, because a lot of people are depending on you. And going back to the yearly reading that I did in January, I feel, and I mentioned, you know, it's going to be like, steep learning curves or perfect launching pads, right? So I feel like this is the month. I feel like maybe even, you know, for the past, maybe like even September, October, the learning curves are high. So that means you're going to have to be extra disciplined in order to get the technical information, in order to absorb it, in order to apply it to real life problems. So I feel like you're going to have to be extra strategic, extra thoughtful, and extra like resilient in order to learn these life lessons, in order to learn these technical things, so that you can emerge victorious. Okay. What's coming through as well? We have the Nine of Cups and the Chariot. Both of these are really, really good cards. I instinctively see that, you know, somebody is coming to see you. It's just somebody that you are very, very happy with. Could be a friend or associate, so, even a love interest. Somebody is making some plans to come see you, and they might be traveling by land. the Chariot here is a travel card. And we have you in this situation where, you know, you're very smug, you're waiting on somebody's arrival. Okay. So that's the first message I'm getting out. You could also be planning a trip to go see somebody. I don't feel like it's a massive overseas trip. I feel like it's more local. It could be just a weekend getaway sometime this month with somebody that you really like. You might do some type of wine tasting. You might do something a little bit more extravagant, such as, you know, staying at a really posh hotel, going to that a really posh restaurant. So I feel like something upscale, something extravagant associated with it, not in a bad way, because I feel like you know how to control yourself, and you're actually very good with budgeting. So I don't feel that being a problem. I did mention earlier, I do see some travel delays. I don't feel like it's major, but you're going to have a discussion with another person to either take a trip together, to you go to see them, they come to see you. You both can, I feel like they're meeting you and then you both travel somewhere else together. That's another possibility as well. And what I do sense as well is getting a new car, purchasing something new for your car's sound system, upgrading your car, trading in your car in order to get something brand new. So I definitely feel a lot of energy surrounding like either a vehicle or mode of transportation or transportation itself. Okay, it's going to make you feel quite good, and it's going to make you feel quite happy and quite secure. The Nine of Cups can also indicate a situation where we are overindulging. Be careful, and I say this for every sign during their birthday time, and it's, you know, never without fail. Be careful about drinking and driving. That's pretty much, you know, standard across the board, but it comes up for the sign during their birthday time. So I feel like you might be in a position where people are buying you a lot of drinks, and, you know, make sure you are the designated driver, or you're not the designated driver, that you can get a taxi or something like that. So these are just, you know, mundane things, but it is really important. It's life altering. So just keep that in mind. Okay. I do see a lot of forward progression and, you know, a lot of positive energy associated with the Chariot. It is a victory card, and it's basically overcoming a situation and being in a really sweet spot to get something that you highly desire. Okay. The corner office, for example, a bonus, promotion, even like getting, I feel like something like coworkers decorating your office even. So you're going to be in a really good place, and you're going to feel very, very welcomed and embraced and just really happy this month. I'm sensing a lot of you might have children and you're redecorating their room, or a nursery if you're expecting a child. Okay. The next thing that's coming through here, we do have a solid offer. So first of all, we have the Prince of Pentacles and then the King of Pentacles. For those of you who are looking for work, I feel there's strong possibility here of a new job that's coming through. You might even be headhunted for a job. Someone might just be like, here you go. Here's this job that I think would be a good fit for you. So that's coming through. And both of these are showing up in the same suit, which indicates to me an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. This is somebody that is going to give you, you know, an offer of love, of stability, or solid advice that is going to be able to increase your financial resources. If they are coming up in love, we're going to look at that situation in a little bit with your love reading. But I definitely feel a lot of financial abundance is coming through for you. Even getting a bonus, getting contracts, getting clients, and your portfolio growing. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I feel like you're breezing through it. And I feel one of the main thing that's coming through here is that your sense of diplomacy, you know, I feel like Libras have always been like the, you know, been labeled as being indecisive, but I definitely feel like your sense of timing for this month is going to be very good, and your sense of diplomacy is going to be very well regarded. And I think that's what's that's what allowing you to, you know, win over clients, win over their mind, their hearts, win over their checkbooks, so that they trust you to be in charge of their finances. So especially if you are a consultant, especially in finances, like a financial consultant, a broker, a real estate agent, anything related to money, exchanging money, money going through different hands, such as even an accountant. I definitely feel like you're going to gain a lot of traction. People are just coming to you because they trust your expertise. So whatever problem they come to you with, they're just like, here, I trust you, please make it go away. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of people, but they're not going to be micromanaging you. They're just giving you whatever it is that they need help with. And then I see you fixing it. So I see you doing a lot of damage control for other people in the professional front, where you're smoothing things over. For some reason, it might be the presidential debate, but I feel like for those of you who are writers, speech writers, who work in PR, who work in marketing, there might be some type of mishap. And then other people are like, here, help me do some damage control. That's what I feel. Okay. So they're relying on you for using your words to smooth over a situation. And I feel like your client base is going to be growing. Okay. People are coming to you because they trust your skills and your expertise. What I'm also feeling is if you are in a situation and you feel like you're underpaid, okay? The Prince of Pentacles usually comes out in a financial situation where you have a lot of skills, but the money that you're bringing home is a little bit lacking, which means, you know, underpaid, underemployed, underutilized. I feel like this is a really good time for you to negotiate a pay raise. I feel like if you make your demands known, the other person is going to meet you halfway. Okay. This can be a superior. This can be like a better offer. So, you know, I feel like pay negotiations, tell them what you think you're worth. And I feel like they will match you. Okay. They will match you where you feel you're worth, or they will meet you halfway. So I definitely feel this is a really good time for financial negotiations. Like I said, your sense of diplomacy is going to be highly rewarded this month. The last cluster that we have here is the Six of Swords as well as the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace of Swords indicates a situation that is all about a victory, okay? This is a lot of struggle that has to take place before you're able to have some type of a breakthrough in the manner that you'd hope. What I'm also sensing is there is a situation that you have to extract yourself from. You have to sever ties, and you have to you know, like once again, you feel almost as if this is not a healthy situation for you to be in. So you are slowly, mentally and emotionally and even physically, slowly, detaching yourself. And you trust that, you know, it's the right situation. Okay. So a lot of you might be leaving a job. I feel job related, might be leaving a job, that where you were underpaid for a better job, a better option. You might be leaving a client because you want to get, you know, invest your time in more clients or a better client. So I feel like a situation where you are sailing away from something to a smoother environment. Okay. This is also the travel card. And the Six of Swords usually it's travel related. There's a lot of travel energy overall with the Chariot and now with the Six of Swords. So I do feel like, you know, doing a little bit of a last minute check, especially if you are traveling like a cruise, or if you're traveling by land, be a little bit more careful with some type of last minute check. Make sure your car, I feel like I'm sensing some of you might be heading north, or I'm feeling like might be climbing a mountain. And I feel like it might be highly elevated. So, you know, something about shifting gears. If you are just starting out, you know, and you're driving, you're in a new car possibly, just test it out first, okay? And have the manual on ready, just so in case anything goes wrong, you can consult the manual. I do feel that coming through when it comes to travel, but this is more indicative of, you know, sea travel, like traveling by boat. But I do see either way, there might be a little bit of snags along the road. So check your itinerary and, you know, find other accommodations early on if you can by checking to see that there are no cancellations and things like that. Okay. Now, in terms of your advice, we have the Princess of Pentacles. So this is the Page of Pentacles. There's definitely some good news coming through regarding finances, okay? And I feel like a lot of you might be coming from a situation where you are a freelance consultant and you are shifting towards working for a company. So the Hierophant indicates institution. It indicates family as well. But let me just talk about the financial situation. You might be freelancing in the past. And you might feel like, you know what, I might not be disciplined enough for this, so I need to go back to a bigger company where my work schedule is a little bit more structured, okay? I feel like, likewise, the energy can flow the other way, where I don't see a lot of self-employment here, but I definitely feel like you might be better off linking yourself up to a bigger institution, governmental institution, bigger companies, things that have been around a little bit longer. So that you can, you know, have a little bit more stability, a little bit more of a consistent flow. And then you don't have to do your own marketing in order to get clients. They will market you for them, okay? So you are in pretty high demand, and especially shifting from self-employment to a 9-to-5 job. It's going to be a lot more stable. There's health benefits and things like that. All of these things, I feel like you're considering them, and it's going to bode well for you. What I'm also sensing as well is I do feel there might be family members, and going back to the initial message I said about the mother figure, there might be something in the family unit that you might have to iron out, okay? So if you have been estranged, especially from family members, and I'm seeing both mom and dad, even like siblings, if you have been estranged from them, I do feel that there's going to be room for reconciliation. The point here is that I feel like they're coming through, and there's going to be almost like them trying to reach out, okay? And I do sense that this was potentially a very hostile situation where you and the other person just talk over one another. There was a lot of conflict, but I feel like some type of offer coming through for friendship here with the Page of Cups, which means that, you know, quash our differences and agree to disagree, because the fives always indicate conflict. And I feel like, in a way, it almost indicates to me like almost like a conflict on a very deep-rooted spiritual, religious, or even family values level. So these are like irreconcilable differences that you're just going to have to agree and disagree, and then decide if it's even worth moving forward. If you have like someone in your life that is challenging you to grow and to expand and to, you know, if they add value to your life, you don't have to agree with them, but if they add value to your life, you're learning a lot from them, then it's important to keep them around. But if the differences are so jarring to the point where you can't even have a conversation, this can be all kinds of relationship, even family members or even friends. I feel that it's not worth it to keep yourself stuck out of that sense of loyalty or obligation. It's important for you to conserve your mental health and your mental energy, okay? So I feel like someone might be dogmatic, and then the other person might be just a little bit more free-spirited. So either way, I feel like, you know, incompatibility across the board, okay? So I feel like stay where you are. You are in a very, very good position. You know what you're about. You're able to defend yourself. And the thing is, if the other people refuse to see things, or they just don't see things from your point of view, agree to disagree. Don't escalate conflict. Just let things be, okay? Be the bigger person and remove yourself from it, okay?